what's up, guys? This next topic is really quite fun and super interesting, and it relates to time and as humans, how we experience time. So, Alan Watts has a really cool analogy when it comes to how we experience past, present, and time in general. And what he says that we experience time backwards. So he basically made an analogy of a boat. It's like a tugboat. So a tugboat's on a river, and it's creating wakes behind it. And so when you see this image of a tugboat leaving wakes behind it, you can see that the wakes of the ship are defining where the ship has been. But it doesn't mean that the wakes of the ship is driving the ship. So this is really interesting when we think that our past is driving our future. In other words, all the mistakes that I made in my past are going to determine what I'm going to do in the present or in the future. And this is definitely asked backwards in terms of experience. Now the universe is entropic. It definitely gives off heat and it seems like it's moving in a forward direction. But how we perceive time is definitely backwards. It's almost like a certain language. If I was to say, for example, I love in the beginning of a sentence, you don't know what I love. You don't know the definition of what I'm going to say until I say what it is that I do love. So, for example, I could say, I love puppies, or I could say, I love you. And that reasoning, that definition of the love, you don't know in what context it's going to be used until that present moment. That present moment then gives definition to the past. Okay, so it's a very empowering way to think and to live your life. Instead of thinking about the mistakes or the things that you did in your past determining what you're going to be doing in the future, look at it as a moment that stems from the present and then goes off into the past. So if I do something today, that is going to change the definition of what I did then. And that's super empowering. If I did something harmful to someone or I hurt somebody, doesn't mean I'm necessarily a bad person. In this present moment, that feeling, that repercussion that I had of my present past is now going to allow me to learn and now make my present decisions. And because of my past, it has made me a better person or a good person in this present state. Super empowering, and I think this is a really important way for humans to learn to accept and let go of their past, not forget their past, because again, the past is helping them define their and give and help them make the decisions of the present, but that it is super empowering for them to learn to let go and accept themselves and really tap into that true self-love. So our perception of time is very interesting.